Alright, so this is the trailer for One Path Ends, Living World Season 3, Episode 6, the finale before the expansion, coming out next Tuesday. Here is the teaser trailer. Let's open this up on YouTube, full screen. Pause for half a second here. Let's put it on loop. Alright. We're going to do the volume on the fly here. All right, here we go. Woo! I'm scared. I'm nervous. Oh my God. All right. And I love this. First of all, right off the bat, One Path Ends. I'm assuming that this means that we're going to drop the dragon storyline and move to the God storyline, which is super hype. I don't think anybody saw this coming. All right, here we go, guys. I hope this isn't too loud. I'm going to try to adjust it on the fly here. Let's go. Here we go. One Path Ends. Human gods have left Tyria, but one stayed behind. Stayed behind. Like he never left?
Your divine lord is threatening all of Tyria. If another dragon dies, we all die.
Right.
At a time when elder dragons endanger the whole world, Kryta must make uncommon allies.
Ooh.
These roaming undead hinder the flow of energy. We must lead them to the lava, to his fires. The time has come. You ready to fulfill a prophecy? Go! Save the world. Save Tyria.
I don't know if I like that. That voice at the end was a little odd. I don't know whose voice that was. And I'm sure I could literally go frame by frame. There was a lot of just showing, like, characters. Human gods have left Tyria, but one stayed behind. That intrigues me. Did he truly stay the whole time?
All of Tyria. If another dragon dies, we all die.
We can't let Balthazar kill another dragon.
At a time when elder
Which is
dragons
awesome!
endanger the whole world,
I love that.
Kryta must make uncommon allies.
Who's that? Who is that? Who is it? What are these? Are the woo? What are these avatars? Are these the gods? So what? Or are those just characters? And new skins? These zombies.
Roaming undead hinder the flow of energy. We must lead them to the lava, to his fires.
To the lava, to his fires. The roaming undead. We're definitely going back to Or.
Has come. You ready to fulfill a prophecy?
I love that word. I love that they use the word prophecy.
Go! Save the world. Save Tyria.
I don't know why the whole trailer comes to like an end with this save the world, save Tyria. I want that to be more hype. Save the world, save Tyria. Save Tyria. But other than that, I'm super hype and excited to see where this goes. Super hype. Tuesday. All right, so let's have some discussion. Let me bring back up the Twitch chat. I'm sure there's all kinds of things in this trailer that that I'm not recognizing, that you guys are screaming at me right now, like, Peachy, it's this. And I'm just like, I don't know. Who's the what? Shave Tyria. You think that was Anise? Was that Anise? Let me put this like really low here. When she says save the world, to me it sounds like she's challenging or daring you to save it. Oh. Maybe. Oh, Lissa was bored. It's another Tyria to be saved. The White Mantle are gone, Summoner. There is no more White Mantle. So we can't team up with the White Mantle. I did get the sense that it's going to be another one, like right before Heart of Thorns, we were rallying. We met together with all of the leaders of the world and said, Mordramoth is a threat to all of us, to all of Tyria, so we have to band together despite our differences to bring him down. This sounds like the same thing. We're saying, okay, the dragons themselves are no longer our threat. The threat is Balthazar coming back and taking the magic, which he did. He did take a bunch of magic, so, like, he's more powerful now. I don't know if he's suddenly back to normal and all-powerful, but he's approaching that because he's stealing the energy. So, we have to stop him from sucking so much magic out of another dragon that he's going to kill it. Although it seems like to do that, he needed Taimi's machine, which was destroyed, was not destroyed. She can probably fix it. Who knows? Taimi Ex Machina. But it sounds like it's another everybody has to come together to address this threat. Otherwise, Tyria will be destroyed. So that part's very cool. I love the Sylvari there. It kind of sounds like, all right, almost like the mother tree is saying, all right, Sylvari, rise up. Could Lissa have survived? I think all the
level up.
I think all of the gods are still alive.
Just passed my driving theory test. Also patched trailer beach
and hype. Patched trailer hype. Thank you, Kythro. Thank you so much. Yes, just using I was hoping, to be honest, that they were going to use the word prophecy. I've even given thought to what if the name of the expansion has the word prophecy in it. I would just lose it. I just, because that's the original game. The original game is prophecies. And yeah, and the prophecy there was all about Glint's prophecy for us to bring down the Lich, right? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. My lore is not 100%. Especially from Guild Wars 1. So the fact that they say that, the prophecy in this game, I think is huge. I think it's huge. I hope they use it. I hope they Ooh, Prophecy of Flame. I like it. I like it a lot. The voice could be not talking to us. It's possible that the voice is talking to... I mean, that's obviously just a clip taken out. It's not like a clip for the trailer. They just, those are compelling words. So they took that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in what sense those words are used in the episode. Who are they talking to? Who's talking? Do we recognize any of the voices? Do we recognize whose voice, that is? Right, Life Panther, I agree. I resolving the original storyline before moving on to something else, this is, in my opinion, even better, because it turns everything that we've been doing for the past 4.5 years since the launch of this game, or 5.5 years, however long it's been, it turns everything we've been doing on its head. We literally have gone, in one episode, we have gone from trying to destroy these elder dragons, something we've been doing for 5 years, to saving them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't think that this has ever been... I mean, I don't think anybody ever saw this coming. I see a couple people mentioning Livia. Oh, it could be the NPC. Some people say the voice... First voice is just the male Norn PC voice. And some of these voices could be the player character. That's true. And then they have, so many to choose from. One of the Anise voiceover lines mentioned Kryda needing to turn on common allies. Maybe they're talking about getting the undead on our side, making use of the Scepter of Ore. Oh my god. It's been a theory forever that Livia, that Countess Anise is Livia. Could that be Livia? perhaps. I mean, didn't Livia have the side wavy hair? And she was ghostly. Okay. If that was Livia, let's go back. I think it's possible, maybe? So why is she ghostly? Could that be Livia? Livia had the side wavy hair. Her face kind of looks like Livia's did. Isn't that old armor though? That's not a new outfit, or is that new? I can't tell, actually. I don't think that's new. It looks strange. If this was Livia, she looks odd. I think... Oh, she didn't have wavy hair? I can't quite remember. I mean, really, Livia could look like anything. She doesn't have to look anything like her original. I just think if they're gonna do something as huge as bring back Livia into the story, Scepter of War, like, this would be the perfect time to do so. I just think that I don't know, this is not what I was thinking would be Livia. For those asking, Livia is a character from Guild Wars 1. She is one of the only characters from Guild Wars 1 who is suspected to still be alive, because at the very end of Eye of the North, the finale of Guild Wars 1, at the very end, we saw a brief glimpse of her approaching the Scepter of Or, which was a very huge artifact from Guild Wars 1, which allowed, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, allowed Vizier Kilbron, the Lich King, to control the undead. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be off on that. But we saw Livia approaching it at the end of Eye of the North. And Livia was actually in the third Guild Wars novel, Sea of Sorrows, which took place hundreds of years after the original game. After she would have been long dead, but she was alive in that book. So it's strongly suspected that Livia, through the power of the scepter, is still alive, and she has that scepter. So it's been a long time theory that she can come back at some point into the story. Livia was a necromancer, but because it's been 250 years, it's very possible that she could adopt a second profession. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, especially because Guild Wars 1 had cross-classing. So you couldn't have two main classes, but you could cross-class, and through... yes, the books are canon, yes. So through the use of the scepter and through just that amount of time, it's very possible that she could have a different profession. She doesn't have to still be a necromancer. Yeah, so what if, and some people said through the wording in this trailer, it's suspected that maybe we could control the undead. How do we do that? Scepter of War. Livia comes back. And again, Cure Scarlet. Yeah, Livia looks very different from that character. But it's been 250 years. She could have, and she's being kept alive by magic, so she could have a completely different look than she did before. She could use a makeover kit and look completely different. Second profession, Royal Advisor. I'm still holding out the hope that Livia, Anise, and Jenna have been Lissa all along, the god. Wow, that was awesome. So I'm holding out for that. I think Livia could just show up. I don't think she has to. She was Anise all along. Like I think she could just show up. So I don't think it has to be this reveal, like this person was this all along, just because people wanted it. What is that? And you got to think, what are they putting in this trailer to also, like, misdirect us? You know? How many of these are just player characters? Like, I think that's just a player character showing off a new skin or whatever. And then obviously just... Yeah, those gorillas are crazy. And then we see a lot of, like, Ori and Undead. It says that the Undead are just, like, going crazy. Be ready to fulfill a prophecy. That doesn't mean that we already know the prophecy. I love those words, though. Be ready to fulfill a prophecy.
Ascended Peach, level up.
Thank you, PT.
Ghost Girl is hot.
Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that resub. Oh, it wasn't new skins? Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know every skin in the game. I know I should, but I don't. Right. In the original game, in Guild Wars 1 Prophecies, Glint was the one to give us... She gave us the prophecy that we were destined to do this and, you know, and be the heroes. And to be honest, Casey, that's the first thing I thought when I saw that ghostly character right here. I thought Avatar of Dwayna. And that's what I kind of, to be honest, that's what I kind of think. Avatar of Dwayna, Avatar of Grenth. Is that a skin in the game? Like, that's crazy looking. Why are there Sylvari in this trailer? That's just player characters. They've been doing this with the trailers. They show us a lot of pictures of characters that most of them are simply player characters. And it's kind of a, like, we don't know if these are significant characters like this. Like I think that's just, that's either a player character or it's like, you know, an NPC.
Exotic Peach, level up.
Thank you, Summoner.
Was just wondering this morning when my 3 months was. Guess this answers my question. Peachy hype getting closer to that stat swappable Peach.
Stat swappable Peach. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Summoner. I appreciate that resub. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these are just going to be player characters or NPCs. And then obviously a lot of them are like the creatures. And then the undead. You know, I think we're going to see maybe this is going to be our ally. These gorillas are crazy looking. You know, we've got him from Or. And what did it say? It said, like, throw the creatures into the fire. Wait, what's the actual phrasing here? Oops, sorry.
These roaming undead hinder the flow of energy. We must feed them to the lava. To his fires.
These roaming undead hinder the flow of energy. And so we must feed them to, what did she say? To the lava, to his fires? What if some of the Risen have regained control of themselves without Zaitan and are reforming the nation of Or, the undead version? Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, I do like the old guy with the sword. He does look really cool. A random Orion noble girl ghost will probably just play a part in a heart quest, not a character of significance. And see, that's what you gotta, and I agree, that's what you have to kind of keep in mind with these trailers. They are showing us some glimpses, they are giving us a clue to the story, they are showing us some glimpses of the new map. So this is, it's not the luscious, see there's our waypoint, so this is our new map. It's not like 100% lush restored ore. There's still a lot of like the rubble and stuff, you know, so obviously we're in ore here. And there's a lot of fire and stuff. Which there's lava. Do we really see lava and stuff in ore? We don't. It's sea. So I could see this being Balthazar went back to a part of ore. And so Balthazar went back to a part of ore that we haven't been to yet. And then we start to see that regrowth of ore finally. It's not completely luscious jungle, but it's starting to regrow. There's parts of it that are, you know, that are green. Save the world, save Tyria. I think you're totally right, Kai. I think like that ghost girl could just be part of a heart quest. That's cool. What are these statues here? What are those? What are those? It's just Risen Zaitan come back to take control of his forces. That's right. Marganites? That's Abaddon? That is Abaddon. Okay, I thought that was my first thought, but I was like, no. Abaddon before he went insane. Okay. It is Abaddon.
Ooh. Quaggin, thanks you for subscribing.
Wow. It has been a month,
who would be a good ally right now? Scarlet Beachy Kappa.
I would love that. I'm not gonna lie. If Scarlet came back into the story, I would freaking love it. Thank you so much, Synchrony. Yeah, and that reminds me. Wow, first to get to 25 months. That's so crazy. Thank you so much. Sunday was my 2-year Twitch partnership anniversary. I didn't stream, obviously, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. The old resub sound. Yeah, I was not prepared for anything past 2 years yet. But yeah, so I could see this being, you know, he went back to Ur, a place where, you know, the gods, oh, my autofocus is on. You know, the places where the gods made their home when they lived on Tyria. I still think something super interesting is the narrator said Balthazar never left. It said that, or no, it was the, oh, it was just the text. The human gods left Tyria, but one stayed behind. That doesn't say human gods left Tyria. If it would say, but one came back. I'm not sure what that means. One stayed behind. That confuses me. Because that's what we've always thought. They all left. So is that just like wrong? Or what? The line of feeding the undead to the lava because they're hindering magic. Maybe we're doing this to help Primordus after Balthazar's assault. But why? Okay, they're hindering magic. First of all, how are the undead hindering the flow of energy, which I can assume means the magic, the ley lines. I'm not sure why they're hindering. Maybe because maybe there's so many of them. Because it does say, like, okay, we need to get rid of these undead. We just need to go and slay undead. Like, that's what we need to do. Just the undead. We need to clear out their numbers. Maybe by leaving them in ore, they've become so numerous that maybe because they're minions of Zaitan originally, they continued to suck up even a tiny little bit of magic. And there's just so many of them that that's starting to become a problem. And it's taking magic from the dragons like that, you know, and obviously now, again, turning the entire story on its head. Now we have to actually protect the dragons. We can't let another one die. And just as we find that out, something comes that actually, you know, threatens their existence, which is timing. Like, why couldn't you shown up like 2 years ago, Balthazar? But if he's trying to take the magic from them and there's like not a lot of magic left, and the undead are also sucking up the magic. Look at this map. It looks so pretty. Go back. Look at this. I love the like purple hue, the purple tints to everything, and the arches. It's very pretty. And it almost looks like I get a little bit of sense of like Verdant Brink ish, with like the pillars, and there's like layers to the map. It's not just like flat, whether you can actually go down or not. Oh yeah, what's that portal? Yeah, look at that portal right here. What is that? Is that going to be a like a map mechanic? Maybe the new mastery is going to be oh, there's portals everywhere. Here, 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 here. I bet that's the new map mechanic, is using these portals to get around. Which is a little odd because we have so many ways to get around. What makes these portals different? I bet that's the new map mechanic. Look at this flower that's like on the side coming out there. Yeah, I bet that's the map mechanic, the new mastery. Oh, portal puzzle time. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of portals. It's very pretty. I love this whole scene. It's very pretty. Hi, Gabby. Balthazar makes an underground lava path to ore for Primordus, and so Primordus is going to come to ore. This makes me think of the gods against each other. Undead disrupt the magic because Taimi? Oh. Like, think how old LA is underwater now. Well, how that works is ore was underwater. When Zaitan rose, he lifted ore up, and just like this massive tidal wave just went out and destroyed a bunch of stuff, changed the landscape of Tyria because of an entire like island continent rising from the sea. And so old LA is underwater because it got flooded. That's actually what Sea of Sorrows is about. And so Allie's saying, what if something, because of Balthazar's return, maybe this is a new part of ore that like rose up. I don't think Balthazar would have the power to make a new part of ore rise up, because ore is just kind of like this big chunk of land. It all just rose up. I'm not sure why, you know, like what's going to be the reasoning for us going to this part, to this map. I think that's just, you know, we never had to, in order to get to where we had to go to defeat Zaitan, we didn't have to traverse every inch of ore. You know, we found our path through those 3 maps, and then we got to where we needed to go to defeat Zaitan. So we never had a reason to go to the other parts of ore. Now I think our reason to go there is, again, I'm guessing Balthazar goes there. That's why we see the lava in certain parts, because his power is getting stronger and he's creating fires, and we say we have to throw the undead into his fires. So I think that Balthazar actually goes here. He's like creating a little base for himself. But so we're going there to follow him, or we go there because the undead are going crazy. Now, is the undead problem because Balthazar is there? Maybe when he goes there to kind of make his base, he infused himself with a bunch of the dragon magic, so he's like bursting energy now, and so maybe that's what makes the undead go crazy, and that's what makes the undead like just suddenly a threat, and that's maybe is disrupting the flow of energy. So it says that we have to throw the undead into his fires, into his flames. Yeah, there's a ton of ore that we haven't explored yet. Let me go back to the game here. So if you look at, not this character doesn't have ore, but the only parts of ore we have is like the edge here. So I think it would make sense for us to go right in the middle. I think it makes sense for Balthazar to go right in the middle. What if like these water, all this water here that's not in these maps, maybe like the very edge of it. What if all this water turns to lava because Balthazar goes there? We haven't explored yet. Ha. Oh, maybe they're drawn to it. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, they're not, the undead are not getting their magic supply from Zaitan anymore. So maybe once Balthazar comes here, they're attracted to the magic that he brought there. I like that better. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, I think it's going to be this middle part. I think that's the map we're going to get. Is right here, right in the middle. That makes the most sense to me. It can't be the desert? No, we're obviously going to ore. I mean, if you mean this desert colored, sure, maybe. But I think it makes the most sense to be right in the middle. Because then the undead, which are populated, I think undead populate the whole thing, but, you know, this is where we know the undead. It's kind of like surrounds this middle part, so it makes sense that, like, you know, from all around the island, the entire, like, all the undead are starting to come towards him. I like that. You think it's closer to the desert, like more like over here? I'm gonna play this in the background. I'd love to get all of Ore open, maybe in the expansion. Maybe the expansion is gonna open up the rest of Ore, and maybe it's gonna kind of, I don't know, seep over here, or maybe, I don't know. There's so much speculation that the expansion could be the Crystal Desert. I don't see a reason for us to go to the Crystal Desert, except for the fact that that's where Glint's Lair is, but we've been to Glint's Lair in Guild Wars 2, and it wasn't through the Crystal Desert. I mean, I think that the expansion would have to be more than even all this. I think they'd have to give us more map than that. I don't know if I see us going all the way down into Alona. Of course, another big guess is you know, us going back to Alona in the expansion. That would open up south of here, and I think that would make more sense. I think that would make more sense, especially if this episode's going to go here, and then we're just going to kind of spill the story is going to take us south to Alona. I think that makes more sense. Go compare the voice. Let me do this. Go compare the voice with a Guild Wars 1 video of Livia. It's either the same voice actor or very similar, especially the end. Really? Really? Oop, sorry.
The time has come. You ready to fulfill a prophecy?
That could definitely be Livia.
Go! Save the world. Save Tyria.
That definitely, I mean, just the words. I don't know about the voice. I don't remember what Livia's voice sounds like in Guild Wars 1. But that could definitely... It makes a lot of sense. I've been hyped for years for the possibility that Livia could come back. And to be honest, this is the perfect time for Livia to come back into the story. It's perfect. And that definitely could be Livia. We go across the causeway, Scavenger's Causeway. Just a reminder to everybody coming in, all of this is pure speculation. I truly know nothing. And we don't talk about leaks, spoilers, data mines. We don't talk about any of that in this channel. So thank you to everyone for respecting that. Hey, what's up, Bjorn? Is that a new legendary weapon? Oh, with the green? You think, You think that might be the... I don't think it looks fancy enough to be a legendary greatsword. I mean, the trail was pretty cool, but I figured that was just like a Reaper spell. Maybe some Reapers can... And they don't usually show the new legendary in the trailer, so I don't think so. That? You're saying that? It's not sparkly enough. It's not sparkly enough. No, I don't think that's a new legendary weapon. Yeah, it's not. You're not fancy enough to be a legendary. And why would the trail be green? I think that was a Reaper spell. Yeah, no, it's not a legendary. It's a Reaper. That's the guild greatsword. Yeah, that's what somebody said. I don't see a guild emblem on it, but I guess you can have it without the emblem. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Somebody said that's the guild. Okay, guild greatsword. Who says he's old? Yeah, I like the look of that character too. Hi, Peachy Moon. Which game was Balthazar most prominent? No, definitely not factions. Prophecies and Nightfall. Prophecies had a lot to do with the gods. Nightfall's story had to do with the gods as well. I mean, Nightfall added a new human god to the lineup. So, I mean, Prophecy is obviously where we first learned of everything, so. Was that a dragon in the trailer? I think, yeah, there's a very, very brief glimpse of like a dragon. It's very shrouded. I was guessing that that's just like a minion. That's nothing significant. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I did notice the dragon, but I don't think it's anything significant. Feed them to the lava to his fires. Yeah, there's the dragon. He does look pretty cool. It's an undead dragon. It's just it's an undead minion. Hey, Fauna Snow, welcome. Good to have you here. I feel like I have to get Guild Wars 1 now. Rip my wallet. Guild Wars 1 is very worth it. It's still an excellent game. It holds up, except for not being able to jump and things like that. But it's a phenomenal game. If you're interested in the lore of this game, if you love the lore. Guild Wars 1 is definitely worth the buy, even at the price it's still at. Hi, Smoke Witty. Oh no, the new trailer is super hype. It's got a wyvern fear, a bone dragon, undead bone dragon. I thought of that too. I thought of Rotscale from Guild Wars 1. Are you ready to fulfill a prophecy? I just love that. And if that could be Livia saying, are you ready to fulfill a prophecy? That's huge. That's huge. Season finale. The biggest question is, is this episode going to end with a trailer for the next expansion like the end of season 2 did? It better. I would be extremely disappointed if this episode ended without a trailer and an announcement of the next expansion. I would be extremely disappointed. Or a teaser. Like I said, exactly the end of how season 2 ended. It was literally like a little teaser. It was like like a concept art, like animated concept art. And then it ended with the Heart of Thorns logo, and it said "Find out more at PAX South." Right, and that's true. And Heart of Thorns, it announced that, even though we didn't know it was an expansion, like 9 months in advance. We only have to wait like 4 or 5 months for this. Yeah. No, I imagine, and a lot of people are also speculating, because Gamescom is coming up very, very soon. A lot of people are speculating that we're going to see, there's going to be kind of like how at PAX South there was a big Heart of Thorns presentation. I'm I think it's a safe bet that at Gamescom we're going to see a presentation, you know, telling us about the features and stuff like that of the expansion. I just don't see a reason for them to hold off giving us a little teaser and telling us the name, giving us the logo of the expansion. I don't see a reason to not do that at the end of this episode.
If another dragon dies, we all die.
Just listen to Livia from Guild Wars 1 confirmed it's her in the trailer. Is it the same voice or very similar? Yeah, Fauna, I'm glad you're here. I could just talk about lore all day. I'm no super expert on the lore of the game, but I'm super passionate about it. I love it, and I love talking about it with you guys. So, and this is the day to do it. Yeah, that's what I say. It better end with a teaser trailer. I will be extremely disappointed if it doesn't. It'll be like the anticlimactic. And I wasn't expecting it at the end of season 2. I wasn't expecting a trailer. So when they actually gave a trailer for something, I was just like, what is this Heart of Thorns thing? I was like, what? Like, it was just huge. And it's like, I want that. I'm expecting it now, but I want that magic back. You know, I want that feeling of just pure hype. Especially because last episode, I felt didn't end on any kind of like a major... Like it ended on a cliffhanger, obviously, because we don't know where Balthazar went. You know, we don't, you know, it was kind of like, I felt like the ending of episode 5 was lackluster. It didn't leave me going, like the rest of the episodes. Like every other episode, 1 through 4, left us with something that we were like, what? I felt like episode 5 didn't. It left us with like, So I want episode 6, the finale, to leave us with this moment, you know? So that's why I truly want a trailer, or, you know, you're not a gameplay trailer, but like the concept art trailer, you know? So that we know where the story's going. I want that, and I want the title. I want the logo, same as we got for Heart of Thorns, because that was just, I mean, mind explode. Pants on fire, mind explode. Livia did have a raspy voice. Oh my god, you guys! Oh my god, it's totally Livia. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, there is a lot going on, Cure Scarlet. There is a lot going on, and it's super hype. I want the magic back as Mr. P walks by. I'm hyped, Jack. I'm so hyped. No, I'm Star-Lord. I'm not talking about Star-Lord says episode 5 left us with Primordus in the fight with the Balthazar. I'm not saying the content. I'm not saying that the content of episode 5 was unbelievable. I'm talking about like the very, very end, like the final like lines of dialogue in the episode. Like episode 1 left us with Primordus is awake. And the rising of Lazarus. It was like, what? It was like, pew, pew. And like episode 2, what did episode 2 leave us with? I think, episode 2 we learned in the middle of the episode that Jormag was alive. There was like a line of dialogue or something at the end of every episode that left you like, oh my gosh, what? Episode 4, even after we defeated Caudicus, left us with, Lazarus isn't really Lazarus. What? It left us with those, what? Episode 5, when you go and talk to Taimi when you're in the volcano, for some reason, I still don't understand this, the dialogue between you and Taimi is like, what just happened? Balthazar, like, exploded. I don't know. Maybe he went back to the mists, and our problem solved. I don't know. He could have gotten away. Yeah, I guess. Well, I hope he's dead. That was like literally the conversation between the two characters. It wasn't like, Balthazar's out there. He could emerge anywhere at any time. And he's powerful. Like, that would have been like, he could show up anywhere at any time. Oh my god. Not like, I guess he's dead? Maybe? That's what I mean by the end of episode 5 was like, yeah, there was, I mean, the MP, our own character left us with the question of maybe he's dead, which is not hype. So, yeah. You want massive bosses? Well, we saw that we can get a massive boss in a story episode, in a Living World episode. So, you hope Taimi dies. Taimi can never die. She could transform. She could. A lot of people have said, "What if Taimi becomes the bad guy?" If Taimi becomes the bad guy, if Taimi becomes a Scarlet, we're screwed. We're screwed. I really hope that our player character figures out the way to handle the gods and dragons problem instead of Taimi. Yes, and I totally agree with that. And this was a big complaint in last episode, and I understand how the whole thing worked. I like it when she's feeding us the information that we can't find out ourselves. Like she has the dragon research hub, and she's there, researching the dragon. So when she feeds us, hey, Primordius is awake. Hey, Jormag's awake. Hey, I found out this about the eternal alchemy. Hey, I'm experimenting with, the flow of energies. The first couple episodes talked a lot about, we learned through Taimi, how the dragon energies flow and how, when one dragon dies, the others kind of get some of their powers, and that's why the minions are transforming. That is the perfect role for Taimi. She's like our info center, and as she finds stuff out, she feeds us this information. I love Taimi in that role. I agree that I'm not crazy about Taimi in this. Everything, nothing can happen without me. I invented this machine. I'm still irked by the fact that she, in like one episode, took Omad's machine and turned it into something else. Like, Omad's machine was this complete enigma of technology. One of the most fascinating things to me in this entire game, this entire universe, this entire franchise. Omad's machine just like fascinated me. I was like, oh my god, this thing is so cool. And in one episode, she's like, oh, I retrofitted it, I shrunk it down, now it looks totally different, and now I'm using it to redirect dragon magic. I was just like, really, Taimi? Something that was like this guy's life work, and granted, she said, I cannot remake this. So she said, if this thing breaks, I cannot remake it. I'm using Omad's technology, and I changed it. I retrofitted it. I just feel like she did it really fast, so that it was like it made it kind of like not that big of a deal. But I'll give her that. She said I can't remake this because I can't duplicate Omad's technology. I can't duplicate his machine. I simply am using it in my machine. So I get that, but yeah, Taimi, and then her just showing up in Scruffy 2.0. I mean, I'm not like totally against it. I'm not totally against her having that role, but she did seem crazy OP, and I was like, don't become another Traherne. Don't become another, it's all going to be about Taimi, and and Taimi's the star of the show. I'm scared that they're teetering on that line. I want her to be the one who feeds us the information. I want her to be the information scientist, rather than, everything we do relies completely on her inventions. That's what I don't want. But I can understand, I can understand you guys, people who are on every end of the spectrum when it comes to Taimi. I can understand it. Of course, yeah. You could be a moose going through Omad's machine. Oh my god. Yeah. Episode 2, I think it was episode 2, of season 2, Entanglement, just was the coolest. That's my favorite episode of all of, just the scene, just that instance with us going into Omad's machine and the vision we had is like my favorite anything in like this entire franchise, besides the the labyrinthine cliffs. Yeah, oh my, I understand you have to have these characters, the characters that help you, because, otherwise why are they there if we can just do it by ourselves? But Where do you think, where do you think next will be is partly where Aurora currently is? Oh, you're saying that, are you saying that the map, if we go here, this is where, like, the Aurora dungeon is? So the map can't be there? That's possible. Yeah, I don't know exactly where the Aurora dungeon, I don't know if it's down here or up here. Well, then it would just have to be moved a little bit. So yeah, if it interferes with where that is.
These roaming undead hinder the flow of energy. We must lead them to the lava, to his fires.
Did anything ever come of our player character going through Oman's machine? Is that where we became ascended? No, we didn't become ascended. I think our player character, by going through Oman's machine, our player character learned the same things that we as players learned about the universe and about the dragons. That's where we originally, started making the theories that hey, maybe we shouldn't be killing the dragons because we saw Zaitan's orb in that vision being destroyed, and everything kind of, that whole vision like went to crap. Everything was unstable. I mean, right then I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't kill the dragons, and that turned out to be true. Do you think we'll have a talk with Braham? I don't think we're gonna see Braham this episode. And that's another point in the story that I thought that people are very on either end of the spectrum, like about Braham. Some people just say screw him, let him do whatever he wants if he's going to be a whiny kid. I think we might maybe hear from him. He's all about, let's go kill Jormag, he's either going to realize, Jormag's not risen anymore, so he's not a threat, so there's no point in going to kill him. Or he might think, okay, Jormag's weakened, this is our chance to go kill him, and we have to convince him, that this is not a good idea. There was a line of dialogue in, I forget if it was the last episode or the one before. I think it was the last episode, saying that it hinted that since Braham went into the lodge in Holbreck and cracked Jormag's tooth with the arrow, Braham's a dragon hunter, yay! Since he got that power and he can now crack the tooth with the arrow, this just sent all of the Norn are like, oh my god, and this is just like, this is the coolest thing that's happened in Holbreck in a long time. So there was a line of dialogue that said something like, Braham has been so preoccupied with the moot that's going on now, the party and the celebration, because he cracked Jormag's tooth, that he can't do anything. He can't even like gather an army because everyone's celebrating so much. There was something that I think hinted at that. So Braham might actually not be an immediate concern right now if he's kind of stalled by his own people. At some point, we might hear of, okay, there's a giant Norn army that just left Holbreck and went to the Shiver Peaks. At the same time, when Primordus got put back to sleep, and at the same time Jormag, we actually saw Primordus kind of sink back down into the lava and kind of like he's dormant again. I'm guessing that the same thing happened to Jormag, where Jormag kind of sunk back below, because when the dragons go to sleep, they go down below the earth, and we don't really have access to them. Primordus was a special case because we found an opening of a volcano, which normally we wouldn't be able to go into, but we found a way to do that. Us and Taimi. So I think Jormag will go back beneath the earth, and even if a Norn army went up there to kill him, they wouldn't be able to access him. They wouldn't be able to find him because he went back under the ground. That's just totally off the wall speculating, but I think those are the possibilities with Braham. And either way, I think Braham is not going to be an immediate threat or an immediate concern. He obviously has no interest in working with us. So, like, I think there's immediate threats. Why fight to get him on our side? You know? And they said we have to gather people. We have to gather, reinforcements. Kind of like, whoever wants to help, come on down, because, the undead and Aura are going crazy, and we need to stop them. So hopefully that'll get people from all over the place to come down and help us. And we won't even need Braham. Just let him die. And I think that's... And Star-Lord, yeah, I think... I for the record, I don't have a problem with his little tantrum that he had. I get it. I'm not like, God, what the hell, Braham? You whiny little biscuit. But so I'm fine with his emotional tirades. He's still coming off the fact that his mother died and all this. So I'm okay with it. But that's besides the point. I don't want to see him killed off or anything like that. I think we could just leave him. I think we just leave him in Holbreck, do his thing, have his parties, try and gather his Norn army. If it gets as far as marching up to the Shiver Peaks to try and find Jormag, I don't think he's going to find him. It's just going to kind of be, a wasted effort. So I do think that at some point our character is going to, try to make amends with him. Because our character wasn't just like, screw you, Braham, whatever. We're just like, well, what the heck, dude? I do hope that Rox, stays on our side. Rox is kind of seeming kind of neutral, even though she's super close to Braham. I feel bad for her because she kind of, I think she's like stuck in the middle, So I feel really, really sorry for Rox. Right now, Guild Gab is tentatively set for either the 26th or the 27th. So the day after, the week of the episode, we should be having a Guild Gab. Norn beer, best beer. Ooh, you think Braham will make a mistake and Rox will die because of it? Oh, I hope not. Oh my, no, you can't, because that would ruin him. Because him and Rox are still close. If you remember, Braham and Taimi used to be super close. Like, Braham and Taimi were super, super close. They haven't really been communicating. Like, I think Braham sent Taimi a letter sometime in season 3 or something, but not like he, ever since his mom died, he's been like grieving, he's been off doing that. So woo, peach party, woo. This whole stream is just gonna be talking about lore, guys.
What's up, lore?
Yeah, lore. We got the new trailer, so
everybody's like talking about lore.
Talking about lore. Talking about.
It's like every game seems
we have a lore or two in the PG community.
So, what would lunch be for your face?
Lunch for my faces.
Yeah. It's hot in here.
It's super hot in here. I'm meaning to get up and open that door. Yeah. There you go. He's like fanning the door. I guess a brat. We still got the bread.
No, but I can wrap one in a tortilla.
Ooh.
And then toast it a little.
Do we have leftover stuff to make a tortilla?
Beans gone.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just take a brat. It's easy to eat. A brat in a tortilla.
Yeah.
That works.
I can toast it a little bit, and then it comes out almost like a
corn
dog.
Yeah, sure.
Flour corn dog instead of cornbread corn dog.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I did it the other night. It was really good.
Ooh. All right. I'll take that. Thank you.
I'll put a little bit of cheese in there, too, so it holds the tortilla together.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, leave the door wide open, please.
Yeah.
It's crazy hot. Thank you. The last episode name is possibly hinting the name of the next expansion, One Path Ends. Oh, you think it's gonna be like Another Path Begins or Path of Flames or something? It's possible. I like someone's guess, Prophecy of Flames. That would be awesome. Alaska, take a bag of chips. Fried Twinkies and ice cream. I've never had... I haven't had a Twinkie since I was little. A cucumber sandwich. Braham and Air were just... like, they had just been... They weren't, like, super close, like... They had been hanging out forever, but, like, they had just been... spending time together, like they just kind of reunited and said like, okay, let's be mother and son, let's have a relationship. They basically just agreed, yes, let's have a relationship, and then she dies. So yeah, Prophecy of Farron, Prophecy of Peachy, pop, perfect. But the question is, what path ends? I think the path with the dragons. I think One Path Ends refers to, like I said, the story being flipped on its head goes from destroying the dragons to protecting the dragons. I think that's what it's referring to, personally. There's Lore. Hi, Lore. Farron's Prophecy. Casimir wasn't as sad when her sister died. Oh, Marjorie? Well, everybody grieves in a different way. And Marjorie had her grieving period. When her sister died, she left the party and she went back to Divinity's Reach, and she wasn't, like, around for, like, an episode. And, she went, she grieved, she saw her family, they had the funeral. And then I think it was the next episode that she met the ghost of Belinda. Belinda infused herself into the sword that Marjorie now uses. And that was kind of like closure, So yeah, Marjorie went through a grieving period. It just wasn't as on screen, and it wasn't as lasting as Braham's was, because Marjorie's, more accepting of something like that. And her sister, Belinda's in the military and stuff. So I think, when someone goes into a situation like that, like, they understand that something like that can happen. Granted, Braham should understand that, my mom is this great warrior and yeah, she might die. But I think Braham's also, he's got a younger mentality as well. Marjorie has always been very put together, very mature, very intelligent. She's got that mindset. Braham has always been a lot younger, a lot more, what's the word? Can't think of the word, but like, he's always been more, like, not as quick to anger and, reactive and stuff than Marjorie. So for me, it makes sense, the way he reacted. Elder dragon mounts. We just go in and ride the dragons. Right, and completely different cultures. Besides being different people, completely different cultures on grief. Absolutely. I mean, Sylvari are just learning what death is. They don't really, they're sad when another Sylvari dies, but they don't like, oh my, running around on screen with that Peachy Party kite. So jealous. He's showing off. Demi's death will never be spoken of again. Aw, poor Demi. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to hear about Demi again, unfortunately. I thought it did. I was fine with Demi's death. I think it that whole storyline with Caudicus and the White Mantle was wrapped up. Demi kind of got closure. She, I think, I was fine with it. I think people's biggest problem with Demi's death is just because she was this, character that came back, and I think we had a sense in that episode that someone was gonna die, and I think some people thought it was kind of lame that they brought back, or I guess not, I don't know. The fact that it was Demi and not a bigger character, that it's been with us for a while now, I think some people found anticlimactic. And people, from the personal story, people really liked Demi. So they didn't like seeing her die. But, and I mean, the fact that when she did die, she was like, I'm coming, Tybalt, or whatever. Like, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was perfect. I thought that it was, I mean, she didn't have to live on with the guilt and the knowledge of, all the terrible things that her father did and all the terrible things that he was. She gets to rest in peace. I don't know. I had no problem with her death. I thought it was beautiful.
Back with snacks.
At a time when elder dragons endanger the whole world, Crichton must make uncommon allies.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with her final words. I thought it was perfect. I was sad. Of course I didn't want her to die, but I think they handled it well. What if the Abaddon statue is to do with the Abaddon fractal? That's right. There is an Abaddon, or there is a fractal coming. I don't know if it's Abaddon. People are saying maybe it's maybe it's the Abaddon fractal. That would be awesome. But yes, there is a fractal coming as well next Tuesday. And sometimes they do throw in, images from different parts of the release. Abadoodle. Oh, Zakriox, I think it was a damn shame that in the last episode, that there was no specific race unique dialogue in reaction to one of the human gods showing up. I think that's a damn shame, even if it was just human. And on one end, I can if I have to justify it in my own mind, I can excuse it for the fact that they didn't want our player character, they didn't want to assume our player character's opinion of the gods. Because as you saw, Marjorie and Casimir had opposite reactions. Marjorie doesn't really believe in the gods. Casimir worships them. She is a believer of the gods. So, Casimir fell to her knees and could barely even speak when she saw one of her gods before her. Marjorie was just like, oh, look, there's Balthazar. So they didn't want our player character to have either reaction. If our player character as a human went to their knees and said, oh my god, your player character might not be someone who believes in the gods. Even if they were, even if on character creation you picked a god to be born under, that doesn't necessarily mean you worship them or believe that they are gods. But, so I'm saying, like, I can understand that there wasn't an extreme reaction on either end, but should there have been some kind of dialogue saying, hey, our player character is playing a human, one of the human gods, for better or worse, just showed up in front of you. Whether you believe or not, that's a significant event. And the fact that a human player character had no reaction to that different than a Char or a Sylvari was a damn shame. Yes, it was a damn shame that they didn't have some kind of reaction. The Char too, for... because they don't believe in the human gods, the Char have no gods. So, they should have had a reaction, a unique reaction as well. So hopefully in the expansion, maybe even in this episode, we'll get something race unique. I really want to know, when the gods left Tyria in the intro trailer for the humans, when you create a character, don't you say that the gods are silent? They are, right, they are. There was an event between Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2. We actually know the exact year. It's called the Exodus of the Gods. That's when the gods went silent. That's not necessarily when the gods physically left Tyria. Thank you. Because there's a point that the gods physically leave Tyria, because the gods came and lived in Or for a while. there's a point where they physically left Tyria, and then but they were still in Guild Wars 1. They weren't on Tyria. You couldn't go visit them, but they were communicating with us with avatars. Every Winter's Day, there was the avatar of Grenth and the avatar of Dwayna. It was one of the mini games. Sometime after Guild Wars 1 and before Guild Wars 2, there was the not the Exodus, I'm sorry. The Exodus, I think, is when they left. There was the silence of the human gods, where suddenly they stopped communicating. There was no more avatars. There was no more communication between the gods. And we start Guild Wars 2 with, the humans still have their statues and everything, but the gods are silent. And that's always been mysterious. Nobody knows why they went silent. That's something we could also find out in this expansion, or even, who knows, in this episode. I doubt it. But maybe in the expansion we're going to learn more about that. So, yeah. A Peach avatar. So yeah, it's possible that we could learn that. And yeah, so that's the difference. Yeah, thank you for... Massively OP has episode text that we're hunting Balthazar. Okay, yeah, that